This is Windfall. I'm going to give you a little bit of world history. Actually, the history of the cosmos. Just for your amusement. Like the Twilight Zone movies. Actually, series. Once upon a time, in a land long extinct, there came a knight in shining armor, like Cary Grant, but different. Anyway, this knight wanted truth and beauty and justice. But sadly, the evil ones existed. Demonic creatures. And remember, demonic creatures are not to be trusted. Anyway, these demonic creatures had a king. According to the Holy Bible, that is, in the Christian sense, their king is actually noted in Revelation 9:11. Has two names, Abaddon and Apollyon. Those that, well, serve the king, well, they're good, even though they're bad. That is, they have the possibility of redemption. Those that don't serve the king, but rebel, are unmanageable, well, they're destined for the pit from whence they arose. But anyway, get away from that for a minute. Every time 9/11 shows up on my radar, I get nervous. Anyway. So, in effect, this knight was a time traveler. Someone who had, for some odd reason, developed a way to move through time and space. They decided to call themselves the doctor, the healer, the physician. But unfortunately, because of time travel, which puts a lot of problems in your psyche, they couldn't remember who they were. I mean, who they really were before they learned to travel through time. So they decided to call themselves Doctor Who. I am Doctor Who. How do you do? So anyway, Doctor Who, of course, was not alone. I mean, strictly speaking, because the creature arose from someplace. Where? It's hard to say. All these murky conditions in the midst of time. But anyway, Doctor Who discovered that if they use their craft to pilot all the way to the ends of the universe, the ends of time, but not to the absolute end, and then go back to the beginning, they could record everything. But how would they do that? Well, they went back to the beginnings of time, or near the beginnings of time. They came across creatures called dragons. Mythical, powerful, amazing creatures that can fly through space, approach the sun and not be dissolved. Anyway, Doctor Who, having encountered these creatures, essentially becoming one of them, send out a signal into space. The universe became alive. A veritable machine of magnitude unparalleled anywhere. But why did who do that? Why did the Doctor do that? Because in their travels to the ends of time and to the beginnings of time, they discovered one important factor. The universe who was in, the Doctor was in, was just one of a series of universes that had existed. All universes prior to that universe, where who was, well, disintegrated, vanished. Not completely. There's always fragments left, information. But the Doctor had to figure out a way to, because he loved the dragons more than anything, had to figure out a way to preserve the universe, to keep it intact so it didn't break apart and fall into extinction and just become another casualty of the creation process, which is not perfect yet, but it might be. Anyway, what happened then was the universe conveyed to the dragons and to who what was necessary. I conferred with my friends the dragons, and we decided that even though it would cause their own extinction, we would do what we had to do. And what did we have to do? We had to bring about a massive black hole, which we took from the dog star, which is a massive star. Anyway, and thus sealed the universe for all time, and allowed us to control where we were in the universe. Any place we are in this grand mirror, which is reality, we know. We control, like the outer limits. Yes. But you see, that kind of power is corrupting. And the corrupting factor is still with us. The dark ones, the demons. But I'll talk about that later, my dears, after another lesson.